Hey everyone! So I am very excited about today's video. Today I'm going to be talking about my 2024 planty goals. And you'll kind of notice the background behind me is a little bit messy. We have a couch that pulls out and we put a bed topper on top of it when my sister came to visit some time ago, and we just haven't gotten rid of it because it's just so comfortable and our girls love it. You can see both the cats here. We have Tater on my right side and then we have Bug here on my left side. And they are sharing the bed right now, which is kind of a huge thing for them because they're a little bit like mortal enemies. But yeah, so, and it's not made and it's kind of messy and it does kind of stress me out. And normally I wouldn't film right here, but I want to be able to sit down and have like a table because I have my iPad here and I want to go over my goals with all of you. And not that this is a goal, but I think I've been so just, what's like the right way to word it? I'm like self-conscious and just like wanting to make sure what's in the background looks perfect and pristine. And I'm kind of just gonna throw that out the window in 2024. I'm just gonna film where I'm most comfortable, and if it's kind of messy, then so be it, I guess. I feel like I've held back a lot of times filming or creating something because I'm like nervous about the way it looks. Like I want it to look pristine and perfect, which isn't the way any household looks. And same with like a houseplant tour. I haven't done a houseplant tour ever because I want every section of the house to just like look perfect. And it never does. So I'm just gonna kind of like throw that out the window and just do what I'm comfortable with. So yeah, I thought this would be where I'd be most comfortable today. So yeah, sorry, I got a little distracted there. But I do have my iPad and I'm gonna go ahead and start going over some of my goals. Okay, so this last year I guess it's still this year. In the year 2023, I had like 11 goals, which was kind of a lot. So I've condensed I have 5 goals for 2024, but I have almost like, I don't want to say mini goals underneath them, but I have like, there's maybe some plants that are really grouped into one goal, if that makes sense. Like there's many ways for me to achieve one of these 5 goals. And I have made SMART goals for each of these 5 goals. So a SMART goal is, if you don't know, it's an acronym. And the S stands for SMART, the M stands for measurable, the A stands for achievable, the R stands for relevant, and the T stands for timely. So those are kind of the 5 categories I'm thinking of when I made these goals. And I'm not gonna go over the timely one for each. The timely one for each is to have met the goal by, December 31st, 2024. The relevant is, has anyone achieved this goal in the past? And is this something you are willing to dedicate yourself towards and commit yourself to? So that one, all of these goals are things people have achieved in the past, and they are all things that I am 100% willing to I'm willing to throw myself 100% into trying to achieve and being successful at. So I'm not going to go over the R and the T, or the A, R, and the T, the art part of the goals, because they're all the same. It would get redundant. So what I am going to be going over is the S and the M, which is like the SMART, specific, and then the measurable. Really the purpose of making SMART goals is to really, bring in the focus and clarity and kind of like motivation, and also to really kind of like make sure that this is something that is achievable and that you can hold yourself to. So for my first goal, my first goal is to start what's wrong with me today? So my first goal is to start my urban homesteading journey. And that is something that I have been wanting to do and have been wanting to dive into. But I've just felt like with my houseplant collection being where it is today and the little amount of patio space I have, I just don't have a whole lot of room to, do anything like grow any herbs or like grow any vegetables or, fruits or anything like that. So the reason why I'm saying I want to start it is because John and I will be buying a house in around like springtime in 2024. So I want to make sure that is at the top priority of me being able to do that. I want to get into herbalism. I want to grow, just grow produce, grow herbs, grow all that fun stuff. And the reason why I want to do this, which is like one of the questions that they ask when you're making a SMART goal, is like I really want to be able to use this as a way to just really practice, mindfulness and practice some gratitude, and also like have something amazing that I can share with like friends and family. Like I just think it'd be awesome if I like collected some herbs and vegetables from my own little garden and was able to like share them with like my neighbors or share them with my family members. Like I feel like I would probably get more joy out of it than the receiver. I don't know. It just would be awesome to be able to like grow something and be able to share it with others and be able to like, grow basil and like throw it into your spaghetti sauce or something, or, make your own pesto. I like the sound of that, I guess. And I think it'll help me to, live potentially a healthier lifestyle. I feel like John and I will always like want to do recipes with vegetables or some fun herbs. And then by the time we get around to like having the energy to make it, it has spoiled in the fridge. So being able to have vegetables or herbs on the vine or growing, we can just, use them when we want. And we'll also have, probably a garage where we can put a bigger freezer so we can freeze and store stuff a little bit more easily. So yeah, that's a little bit into the why, and kind of a way that I feel like I would know I was successful is that like, so my goal, if you recall, it's just to start that journey, start my homesteading journey, my urban homesteading journey, which I think is kind of becoming a trendy thing because no one is like really getting a whole lot of big farms. It's just being able to have like a garden in your own, urban lifestyle home. But yeah, so like what would I think in my mind, if like fast forwarding to a year, what I would consider being successful in meeting this goal would really just be that I have sat down and I've done the research, and I've looked at kind of what other people have done and like maybe tailored it towards what I would want to do. And within our home, creating a dedicated space to say, hey, this is where John and I want to dedicate space towards this goal of urban homesteading, of a garden with, vegetables and herbs and whatnot. I would also really like to, another thing that I would think classify me as being successful is that I've at least started an herb garden. So I've at least started growing herbs, and I'm actually gonna be right back because I want to grab something. Okay, so as a gift, I had asked for this book. It is Rosemary Gladstar's Medicinal Herbs, A Beginner's Guide. I know that's probably showing up backwards for you, but this just seems like a really cool book. It's like a really good beginner's book into herbalism. And since I had asked for that, I ended up getting this as a gift, which is like, it's so cute. I'm so excited to like mess around with it, but it's kind of like a little, like, I don't know, what is it called? It's an intelligent planter. So I definitely want to like use this to plant maybe some like herbs, maybe some basil, maybe some of that fun stuff. And while I'm here in the apartment, and then when we get our home, maybe I can transfer it to the dedicated garden spot, or maybe I can, like, in the meantime, dedicate a space somewhere in the apartment for that. Now, with that, going into goal number 2, which is one of those ones where I think, do I really want to do this? And the answer is yes. And that goal is, and this is going to be probably like my hardest, most difficult goal, and it is to have no house plant purchases from my occupational income. So I am not going to be making any house plant purchases with money I am earning from my, my day job, my full-time job. So any money I make from my full-time job, I am not going to put any of that money into houseplants, which is a really, really difficult one. And I've debated this, and I've thought, well, maybe if I just decrease the amount, or maybe if I do this, but I feel like, and the reason why I said the homesteading goal first was because I really want to, and this goes into like the why for the SMART goal, like why do I want to make no house planty purchases? Not house planty, but just like house plant purchases. And the reason why is really because I really want to put, the additional income that I have from my job into our new home we're going to get. I really want to put the money into like urban homesteading and creating a garden. I really also would like to put the money into like getting like aesthetic, really cute, pretty grow lights for our new home, and just making the plants look aesthetic, making them look pretty, and focusing more on that, because I feel like my plant collection is, I have like, I don't know how many I have, but I feel like I have about 200 plants maybe. That's just what I'm ballparking, because that was the last time I counted. Now since then plants have died, but I've also acquired more, so who knows. I plan to do a a houseplant tour of my entire apartment in January, so like next month. I plan to do that very soon. So that'll kind of give me an idea. As I'm doing that, I'm going to count my plants, and that'll give me an idea of how many I have. But I already am at the point, and I feel like I've talked about this a few times, I'm already at the point of feeling like it's hard for me to kind of stay on top of the amount of plants I have during the summer. I feel like I say that all the time, like during the summer, all my plants go downhill because it's just like too much. So I just feel like I would be overextending myself to get more plants. And then on the other side, I'm like, okay, well, maybe I'll get rid of the plants I don't have any like love or passion for anymore. And then that'll open me up to be able to have more house plants. But going around my apartment, like I really love all of my plants. There isn't a plant where I would be like, okay, I'm going to get rid of these ones and make space and energy for other new plants. And I don't feel like, I feel like I love all of my plants. I don't feel like there's anywhere I was like, where I'd be like, I'm ready to push you out. I feel like I've already gotten rid of all of those. So I definitely have a lot of plants, and I feel like doing this goal is going to really make me appreciate and have more gratification towards the collection I have. I feel like I very much so am the type of person where I will kind of jump on the train of plant trends. It's really hard for me to kind of break that, and I think that by doing this and setting this intention and goal for myself, it's going to really kind of shift my focus, which is a good thing. Now, you've probably noticed I've said like I don't want to use any of my full-time occupational income towards planting purchases. What I will do is like, so if I do a Facebook, like if I want to make my cuttings of my own plants or sell any of the plants I have, any income I make off of that, I am comfortable with using to purchase a house plant. So if I feel like I really want to, purchase a house plant, well then I'm gonna sell either some cuttings or like make some money off of the collection I currently have, and then use that money towards maybe buying a house plant that I really want. I do know this is going to be a very challenging goal for me. And I do plan to make another video, like a follow-on video of how I plan to tackle this. So like kind of like what my triggers are and how I plan to overcome those, and just like kind of the steps I plan to make or take. So if you are interested in that, that is a video that I will be filming and putting up, and I'll probably do some type of a series and like check in. I'm gonna be 100% tempted. And I may end up breaking my goal. Like right now, I feel very like strongly and very like in tune and intentful. And what's the right word? I do feel very like I have strong intentions, I guess, to really follow through this goal. But if I like break or feel very tempted, I'm gonna check in with everyone and kind of share my challenges. But yes, so I will be doing a follow-on video. I plan to have I have a plan in place for how to be successful with this, and it's just a lot that I don't really want to cram into this because I want to just make that its own kind of separate thing. But anyways, yes, so the way I will know I was successful with this goal, which is like the measurable part of the SMART goals, is to have spent 0 work income dollars on houseplants, like houseplants. So this doesn't include like herbs or vegetables or anything like that. This is just for houseplants. Okay, now we're gonna start getting into like at least I think this one's fun. So my third goal for 2024 is to perform more planty experiments, which this one's gonna be like really fun. I feel like I really like doing planty experiments, but I feel like I haven't been making or carving time to perform any experiments. And these are gonna be like houseplant related experiments, and the reason why I want to do this is like I just think it's fun. I think it's like a way to spark joy and like kind of not fall into a, what do you call it, like a redundant cycle. And especially since I'm not going to be making houseplanty purchases. I say houseplanty, but like I'm still gonna be buying soil and stuff. So like I'm not gonna be like buying plants as much, houseplants as much. I feel like I need some type of a like thrill or high to go off of, and that is going to be through my experiments. So I want to try fun things. I have a lot of cool ideas. I saw like a reel the other day, and I've never seen it before, but someone had put a moss pole inside, and the plant was rooted in like water rooted, so it was like hydroponics, but they put a moss pole within it. So I was like, oh, that sounds really cool. Like that'd be a really convenient way of making sure your moss pole just stays moist, because it's literally sitting in water. So that is definitely something I want to try. What else do I want to try? I also really want to experiment more with begonia. I really would love to pollinate a begonia and like pollinate some like hybrid begonia. I'm still learning the process. I forget the name of the book, but I'll put it up. I want to read more into that book. It's about begonias and like begonia care, and in it talks about pollinating begonia. So I definitely want to read that more and become like a little bit more knowledgeable and understanding. But it seems, at least from my initial impression, it doesn't seem like it is a really hard goal. Like it's not like pollinating Hoya. Hoya pollination is very, very hard. I think begonia pollination is a bit easier. I don't know how easy, and I am going to look more into it, but that's definitely an experiment I'm going to try. I would also, like to try to get some, let me actually grab it, hold on. So some more kind of like fun experiments, like kind of what I'm putting into the experiment category. This is was my Alocasia frydect. You can see it's not variegated anymore. I'll try to see if I have pictures I can pop up of this. But it was this beautifully variegated plant, and it got spider mites pretty bad, and basically all of the leaves fell off. I thought it might die, but it hasn't. And then like a new growth point has sprouted up, but it is all green, and it looks like the new leaf coming out of it is also all green. So I want to try to get the variegation back on this, and I might try like chopping up this Alocasia rhizome, I think is what they call them, or maybe it's a node, I don't know. But yeah, I definitely want to try to bring back the variegation there. Another kind of what I'm classifying under the plant experiments as well. I found this variegated watermelon peperomia. And this is like one of the leaves that was very variegated. The rest of the leaves coming out of it haven't been. But you can see he's rooted, and I would love to just like see if I can get like the variegation to come back. So I'll put them up a little bit longer just to make sure you can see that. It looks so cool. And kind of in the same realm is, this is, wow, look how bushy this guy is. This is a philodendron Birkin that's variegated. I found it at like Home Depot. Let me find a good leaf. Here we go. Do you see this leaf? Like, can you tell that it's variegated on top of like the normal philodendron Birkin variegation? So, and you can kind of see like on this leaf too, it's a little bit dark. If these pictures aren't, if this isn't coming across very well, I'll definitely get like pictures. Here's another leaf with it. But the kind of new growth coming in, I don't really like see it a whole lot. And it's, the variation that is there is like, it's not popping as much as it was. So like I want to try to chop and prop this guy to see if I can get kind of that variegation to continue. You can even see along the stem here, like the variegation on the stem of this one. I don't know if it's gonna really show, but and look at this leaf. That one you can definitely see it. But yeah, so that's kind of like what I classify. That's one of the experiments I want to do. Another thing I classify as like an experiment is my Philodendron Plummonii citrus, which I just showed in my favorites for December. I'll pop up a video of it. I want to try to get that all the way to the top of the pole. That would be really, really awesome if I could do that. And yes, I think those are all of the kind of experiments that I've thought of or brainstormed. But I am definitely going to leave some flexibility to kind of come up with experiments along the year, along the way. But the way I am, the measurability of this one is going to be a little bit different. I want to do like a planting experiment like once, like a quarter, I guess. So like 4 planting experiments by the end of the 2024. And I'd like to do it like by the season. So like in spring I do one. No, I guess it's winter right now. So in winter I'll do one, in spring I'll do one, summer, and then fall. And that's how I'll med it. But so maybe I'll know earlier than the end of 2024 if I complete 4. But yeah, so that is kind of my 3rd goal, I think. I'm taking my time. This is going to be a long video, I think. Let's see, what else? Oh, okay. This one's fun too. So my fourth goal is to get more blooms. And I think last year I got like 4 of my Hoya to bloom, and I have 2 African violets, and when I bought them they were blooming. So that's 6. And then I also bought an orchid that was already in bloom, so that's 7. And I just bought some more orchid. I was like, okay, this is like my last opportunity to go to a big box store, and I really want more orchid. So I bought a few orchid. I'll grab some of them and show you. And that one's blooming too, so that brings me up to 8. So yeah, I got 8 to bloom last year. Well, I don't really know if that counts, because like the orchid I bought that had flowers, like I bought it with flowers, so I didn't really get it to bloom, and those blooms have fallen off. But the way I'm measuring this is that I can get 10 or more, plants to bloom. And this includes, like, in my home, and when we buy a home, I want to get like what is it called? What do they call them? Like cut flower. I want to plant cut flowers, but basically like I want to plant bushes with flowers and be able to cut them and like bring them into the home. Like, I think that'd be amazing. Like to have a rose bush, or to have like, I don't know. I don't even know all the flower types. There's so many types. I can just think of roses, but I think hydrangeas are flowers that you have at like home, landscape ones. But be able to basically have flower bushes, I don't know, and be able to cut them and like make a vase and bring them indoors. Like, that would be so cool. So those definitely fall into this category as well. But yeah, I just want to have more. I'm gonna actually go ahead and grab some of the plants. Like from these, I have focus plants that, like, oh my gosh, if I could get them to bloom, that would be amazing. My goal is 10. It's no specific, but I'm doing kind of like a sub goal of being like, I'm gonna really try very hard to get these ones to bloom. So I'm gonna go grab those. Okay, I have the plants. So I'm gonna just start with the orchids. And so this is the orchid I was talking about previously that I purchased with blooms, and then the blooms just died. So the bloom was so pretty too. I'll put up a picture of it. So the orchid itself is looking better. You can see it was like kind of wrinkly and like kind of like gross looking, but you can see like there's new growth kind of like coming through here, and this isn't wrinkly. Yeah, yes, so I'm gonna try to get that one to bloom. This one is a Snowblind Sweet Spots, Burleia Snowblind Sweet Spots. Orchids are so confusing. I have tried looking them up, but I don't know what that probably stands for something, but yes, so get that guy to bloom. I'm gonna really focus on trying to make him happy. And then these are all of the other baby orchids I got, that I've recently got. You can see they're not happy. I got these all at the big box store. And all of their blooms, but for the names, look look gorgeous. Come here. Oh my gosh. Look at this guy, just like fell out, but that's him. I need to repot these. I'm gonna repot them in orchid bark, I think. So what's this one? So this is what these flowers look like. And the name on here is like, I feel like more generic than what's on the tag. And then the red berry, which it says red spotted here. So like these blooms, look how cute those are. And this is what it looks like now. And then lastly, this is like the large pink one. So this is what the flowers look like. Holy moly, so freaking pretty. And here's this one. This is the one I'm most worried about because the roots were really not happy. And then the other one I got was this one. He looks really, I actually really love the way he looks. And this is what his flower looks like. So if these are like definitely on a priority list. I'm gonna look up more orchid care videos because like I kind of have just been like winging it. But I'm definitely going to like really put forward an effort to try to get those to bloom. Now additionally, I also want to get this guy to bloom. Like this one is, I don't know how feasible, but it's a Sipho-stemma Jute. And the blooms on this are gorgeous. I'm going to show pictures. A lot of the blooms that I've noticed, like this like stump here is like way fatter and more mature and bigger. So that's like my concern. But this guy has been like neglected and I haven't been giving him the time of day. So I'm hoping if I can kind of give him, push forward, like maybe a little bit more energy and like focus on him, maybe he'll like get happy and give me some blooms. They're like these really pretty like corally color blooms. They're so pretty. And then additionally, I want to get, this is like, I think it's called a night bloom cactus or something, but it's an Epiphyllum pumilum, I think it's more like a scientific planting name. I really don't think I will be able to get this guy to bloom because the ones I've seen that do bloom look like they're very, very, very mature. But I'm still going to like look up the care, try to prioritize getting this one to bloom because I've seen them. They're these like big white blooms and they're so pretty, and I think I would feel pretty proud if I was able to get it to bloom. And then lastly is Hoya mindorensis. So the bloom, I'll show you pictures of this one. This is the pink and yellow flower one, but the blooms are so pretty. They're like on the Let's Talk Hoya podcast, I think that's what it's called, they like describe them as fireworks, which I think is pretty accurate. But they're just like gorgeous. They're so pretty. The like leaves on this plant are nothing to like I would not purchase this plant for the foliage. Just as a plant, I purchased it solely for the blooms. And of all the Hoya, like this is the one I want to get to bloom. I'm not sure how feasible that is, but he's growing pretty fast. He's been growing like new leaves left and right. So fingers crossed I can get this guy to bloom. I'd be so happy. But yeah, again, with that, it's just like if I can get 10 or more plants to bloom, then I'll have met my goal. But like I'm kind of doing a challenge within that to get these ones to bloom, specifically these ones to be a part of that 10. And I'm realizing I never really said why I want to get more blooms. And the reason why is I just want to be able to bring more like beauty into the home and just like enhance my planting experiences and knowledge and just really like learn how to make my plants as happy as they can be. And I feel like if a plant is blooming, for the most part, it means it's happy. It could mean it's dying, but I want mine to bloom out of like being happy and being in good conditions, not blooming because they're about to die. Okay. My last goal, my 5th goal, what was it? Oh, it was this one. Okay. So my 5th goal is to have like planty glow ups, like a specific group of plants that I'm going to pull and bring to you. Like I want by December 2024, I want them to have glowed up, and I just want them to have like done better. Some of the plants I'm gonna bring just like are in really terrible shape, and some of them are already in good shape, but I just want them to get bigger and bushier or climb a pole. So yes, and let's see. So the why, like why do I want to do this, is because I just feel like it'll better align with my aesthetic. Like no one likes the look of a dead plant. Well, I guess I don't want to say no one, but like I don't like the look of a dead plant, I guess. And I also just I think this will help me to, increase my gratitude and towards all of the plants that I currently have and put the energy into that. And honestly, just to the other reason is just to like stop my plants from dying. Like I like some of them are on the brink of death and I want to save them. So those are the reasons why I want to do this one. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start grabbing the plants I'd like to glow up. All right, I have pulled all the plants and it is a lot, but yeah, I just want to document it, honestly. I just want to document it. So I'm just gonna go over the really sad ones first. And this is, holy moly, look how freaking sad. It is so like, there's dead. It's dead. I'm hoping, so basically this is a pothos like lemon lime meringue or something. I don't remember what they called it. But it's from Costa Farms. I'm just gonna try to chop this guy and prop him literally right after this video, and hope for the best. Fingers crossed, and just start over. Same with that is also my golden pothos. I'm gonna do the same exact thing. I'm not gonna grab him. I'm gonna just show you a video snippet right now of him and how sad he is. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna try to like chop and prop him, get him looking better. Oh, this is another sad one. This is like a fuzzy crested something. I don't even know if I can save it. I can see, like, I might be able to like chop and prop him, like chop him up and like restart. I can see like little things coming off of him. So I need to like look up how to propagate, and like it might very well be like absolutely no chance, but I'm the type of person that like I am just gonna, I'm gonna really try. I really, 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 really loved this plant. I don't know, I don't know what happened. Continuing on the more sadder route. This is, I forget what it's called. It's like a peperomia, like something. I'll put it on the screen afterwards, but it's just been dropping leaves like literally crazy. I don't know what it is, but I think what I'm gonna do is just chop and prop this and kind of start all over, because I've tried everything and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's cold damage because he is close to the window, or like if he has pests that I just can't see, but he's such a pretty plant. This guy was full and happy for me at one point. Maybe its roots aren't happy. I don't know. Basically, that guy needs a glow up. Additionally, I'm going to just kind of group all these together. These are some begonia I purchased. I haven't like put the video up, but I am going to. These are like 3 begonia. This one is definitely already glowing up from when I got it. This is begonia listidia, but I would love for this guy to just like do better and like get a really just like big lush plant of this. Look how pretty. I'm so obsessed with this plant. I love him so much. But then these 2 are begonia Cleopatra, which, oh my gosh, fingers crossed, you guys, fingers crossed, fingers crossed I can try to revive him. And same with this. This is begonia amphixis. I forget, it's the one with that like looks toxic. But yeah, this is what I got. Fingers crossed I can revive those bad boys. I would like to work on this pilea. I think this plant is so cute with the tiny leaves. I've been trying to save it. Let's see if I can continue that effort. What else? Let's stick with sad. So this is my Scindapsus Tricolor Dark. And I got this and like it seemed to be doing okay, and then like now it's not. I think maybe the roots rotted potentially. I've been like giving it a moment, but I'm hoping like to make him more happy. I'm probably gonna work on that right after this video. Are there any more sad boys? I think that's it for this like super sad. So kind of going into like, this is a Marantas that I like revived, a Calathea Marantas. So I want to glow this guy up. I want to eventually combine these 2 together and just I want to get a big bushy pot of this. So we'll see if we can do that. Similar note, this is another Palea. I think this is a Moon Valley Palea. I would love to be able to like revive. When I first got this, it was so pretty. I'll see if I can find, I think I have pictures or video of it, and it was so pretty, and I think I just forgot to water it one time and it just went downhill. So I'd like to get him in pawn. I think he would be happier in pawn. On that same, okay, so kind of going more into like just ugly and wanting to make it look pretty. This is my peperomioids, and like it's just like, it's kind of funky, like it has funky vibes, but like I don't really like it, the amount of funkiness. I think if it had more leaves up top, I'd be like okay with it, but like it's very sparse at the top, and it's got these like pups. So I want to try to keep the length. I don't really want to chop it. I know that is an option, but like I think maybe I need to like change the soil, or I just want to try to make this guy more happy. I've kind of struggled with him a lot. I don't know. I feel like some people thrive with this plant, and you can see at the bottom there's a lot of like pups coming up and everything. So I just need to like kind of figure out the care for this guy, and hopefully I can make him more happy in 2024. This is my Syngonium albo, and it's super pretty. Like, look at this leaf. I'm so obsessed with it. It's so pretty, but like you can see, like, look at all of that. It's like very like, it's had a hard time. So I'm gonna basically, I want to chop this guy and prop him up and just make him look better, and get a more bushy pot and just more aesthetically pleasing. I think we're getting, I promise, I think we're getting close. I know this is a lot. Then we have this philodendron Burl Marks, and he is just like wonky. I love this like little coffee cup I have him in, but he's just like wonky. So I think I want to get him on a moss pole and like climbing, because I just don't think he is like super happy with his current conditions. And I think this is a beautiful plant if I can get him happy. Let me try to get it to focus more on him. Yeah, so that's what we're currently working with. And then, is it just these two left? Oh, yes, there's these ones. Okay, so these ones are more, the rest of these are kind of more like happy cases and just trying to get them to look better. So I'd really love for my philodendron Gabby to like, I want to get this plant climbing and like super just like lush and pretty, and just like, I want it to be like a really big, I want to really put like my focus and energy into this guy and making him happy, but he's super, super, super cute. And then this is a Scindapsus. Oh my gosh, I forget the name. How could I forget the name? But I'm obsessed with this plant. It's so freaking pretty, and it comes in like, you can barely see the variegation, and then slowly, like a Polaroid variegation, it starts to show up and turn like this really super bright yellow. Like limey yellow. It's like a limey yellow. I want to get this guy on a moss pole, and like I want it climbing and thriving and beautiful. Like that is what I want for this guy. And then lastly, I'm not going to bring this one. I'm going to show you a video. I literally just took a video. He was also in my 2023 goals. It's my philodendron, no. It's my Anthurium clavigerum. I just want this guy to look good. Like the way he looks right now, it's like not doing him justice. I feel like he's a beautiful plant. And I just want him to look pretty. So I think I'm going to take him off that pole and put him on a more like one of those clear poles to be more aesthetically pleasing. And yeah, that's hopefully one of the ones that'll glow up. that is it for my, that's it, like as if it's nothing. I'm kind of laughing at myself because I was like, oh, I don't want to do 11 goals, but like, so I'm only doing 5. And, but like within those 5, I've like included a lot, but I just wanted to kind of document and show almost like a baseline of like, hey, this is where I'm currently at. And hopefully when you see me next year, like I'll have like a before and after, and hopefully the after is better. I don't know. So those are all my goals for 2024, or all my planty goals, that is. I'm super excited. 2024 is going to be a really good plant year. I can tell. I just like, I have the energy, and I have the focus, and I have the intentions. Like, I think it's going to be a really good year. But yeah, I would love to hear what your planty goals are for 2024. I think it is very inspiring and fun to like hear what everyone else is doing. I love this time of year. I feel like people maybe have some mixed feelings, but at least at this point in time, I'm feeling excited about it. There have been previous years where I've been like, oh my gosh, I do not want to make goals. But if you have any tips for me for any of the goals or anything you saw, I would really love to hear that. But I hope that you all have an amazing and a very safe New Year's Eve. And I cannot wait to see what 2024 has in store for both you and for me. But thank you so much for watching and being here with me as I'm growing. And yeah, I'm just excited. 2024 is going to be an awesome year. We still got the 2 girls on the bed here with us. Oh, hi. Hi, sweeties. But yeah, I will see you all next time. Bye.